Hello and welcome to the final trades video with Fantasy Take TV. It is round 10, and we'll go through our final trades, and Eno will go through the Sunday teams. We have a rookie debuting. Eno, what we got?
Nothing. We're just going to quickly scroll through them all. There's nothing for Carlton Sydney really. Brody Kemp's omitted, but we probably weren't going to be looking at him anyway. Crows and Saints, so big one here is just Jack Steele, who I've got to be trading out, who I'll show you later, but nothing else really here. Let me know if I miss anything, boys. But Geelong and Port, nothing here really either. Nevitt's omitted, but we were never really going to touch any Geelong rookies as well. Next game,
worth noting,
Yep.
Ollie Wine's CBAs were like 50% last week, so people might be looking at him. Probably a bit too much forward. Had a few shots at goal, a fair few last week, so just thought I'd note that.
Yep.
But named in the midfield.
They had the most people starting at CBAs of any team last week. Like the most different, unique players go through, I think, with like 9.
Yeah, just because it's probably North game was done. Speaking of North, we got Horn Francis and Cherry back, but I think very little people still have hold of them. So move swiftly on. Tigers and Essendon. So Gibcus is straight back in. Probably expected that. But Bolter's injured, so they bring Tarrant back in as well. So anyway, Biggie's gone. And then, of course, the big one is Ridley, which was going to be a hamstring, but he's in health and safety protocols as well. So he's had a rough week, JD.
He has, yep. Ridley, both Ridley and Whitfield. I mean, this is a great week for underperforming defenders. What can I say?
And then Maurice holds as well.
Can I ask like a really dumb question to start on Cherry? Because he almost hasn't been talked about at all this week. But North, do they have the last bye? I can't remember because we don't have any North players.
Yeah,
they do,
does.
right? He's still got a low break even. I mean, he's mid-price, so he's $350K. Is he an option?
No. Waste of time.
You're pretty desperate to go there.
Yeah, okay. Good. Just wanted to cover that off.
Dogs and Sons, nothing really here besides maybe Cleary holding, which is nice with Tim O'Brien back, but I guess it's linked to Juray's being out with illness, so probably still a watch there. Some of us might be getting Buku or Thompson, which we'll talk about later as well. Sunday team, so these only just announced half an hour ago. So Freo, Taberner's back, a few forwards here, Walters and Swikowski, and then just a few omissions. So Erasmus out, maybe sub, Hemel Tucker, something like that. And then on the Pies side, Mason Cox is in. So I got Darcy Cameron. So is that going to affect him, George?
Maybe. They said that the coach said Craig McRae said Mason Cox will play mainly in the ruck. So maybe.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean Darcy won't get a decent amount of time, but
he
scored okay as a forward.
Split.
Yeah. See how he goes.
Hope for the best there. And then big one, GWS. So they have swung the axe a bit. So Jacob Weir makes his debut. He's at 123K defender rookie. And then a lot of other
23-year-old, I want to say.
Who, like Peatling's 200 and something. All these guys, not really options. And then obviously that's linked with Hamilton being omitted. So don't know what's going on there. I actually think he'll be back at some point. Maybe it's, young guy, he's a bit tired, needs a little rest, and they just put omitted instead of a managed sort of thing. Who knows? But a lot of outs. And the other big one, Whitfield with JD. So he's got he plays him and Ridley technically played 2 of the next, or only 1 of the next 3 weeks. So they've got to go. West Coast, nothing really to talk about there. And then Hawks and Lions. Nothing really here besides Connor McDonald, who's out, but not even in the emergency. So he won't be sub unless there's a late change. And Hawks want to cop a fine for it. So, nothing else there, boys.
If he's not playing VFL, then hopefully that just giving him a proper rest and he'll come back.
Yeah.
So that we'll keep an eye on that over the weekend.
I guess with Whitfield and Ridley, the only thing I can think of is McCartan plays tonight. If he's on your bench currently, you can wait and see what he scores. If he scores like a mid-90s, then you could hold them, I guess.
If you have other stuff to do, yeah.
Exactly. Like if you've got Steele and you're doing other things, like maybe you could hold in those situations. But unfortunately a trade.
Cool. All right, George, we'll get to your team first.
My trades for this week, so same as my video. So almost, I've gone Thompson over Buku. So Al O'Driscoll, I still have him. I'll bank, 180K from that trade. I've gone Nick Martin to Laird. So Laird is the premium I like the most in the midfield. Thought about Brayshaw. Not sure I just want like a perfect midfield apart from Mills. So I'll take Laird. Has a really like crazy fixture, like West Coast, North twice for the rest of the year. And then I have to get rid of someone for Greg Clark, got rid of Roses. So that's how I'll be lining up this week. VC Cripps into McRae. Thompson over Buku, I think maybe for a bit of long-term job security. Karmas has played well in patches. He's gone missing for multiple quarters. I don't know. I want to say he hasn't done a whole lot for maybe 5 quarters and then played 3 quarters the past 2 weeks. So look, he's still good. I think they need him up forward. He could still play with Bruce when he's back. I'm not sure. I just need because I'll probably be downgrading to Koning soon to Ware or Cleary. Just depends how that plays out. I think Thompson should keep playing, and I just need him in the first buy. So that's my decision for that. So I think you can't. Neither of them are very good, and I don't think you probably want the money from either of them because they probably won't make enough. So yeah, and then going lead. Yeah, I spoke about lead. Out Nick Martin, so that means holding Butters and Cogs. And to be honest, I kind of want to get rid of Butters before Nick Martin. So I'll hold Butters just because his contested rate and ceiling is good. There's more hurt factor trading Butters, but I don't have much faith in Butters. He's gone as soon as one of the dogs mids gets forward status, probably around 14. And that's about it. Yeah, Rose is holding McDonald and everyone else has more money to make. So yeah, I'd rather hold Roses, but here's a bad buy and Greg Clark has to come in. So that's where we've landed.
Yeah. So you're just hoping McDonald gets back into the side through the buys?
I would thought, well, yeah, I think so. I think he should. I don't know why. He hasn't done much wrong, so I don't know why he doesn't come back in.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else to discuss? I don't think you're pretty set, mate, in your trades this week. Polar opposite to last week.
What about your captain, vice captain is as set? So Cripps and McRae?
Go Cripps into McRae. I've got round 12 up here for some reason, but looking at the options, this is the first time we'll actually get the chance to VC Cripps besides round 1 when we didn't have him. I guess McRae has to be involved somehow against Gold Coast at Mars Stadium. Not really sure who else. I think the captains, like too many times I've captained like 110s this year, 99 from Oliver. So I think Cripps has the ceiling. McRae is pretty safe, I think. So run with that. Fair enough. That's pretty much it from my team. I'm very low on trades, but what will end up happening is I'll need to keep one of Cogs or Butters. I probably end up keeping Cogs, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, again, if you want to trade Cogs and you're in position to trade him out for a Dogs forward, I see nothing wrong with that. Not against holding Cogs or trading him.
Yep.
That's it for me, I think.
No worries. All right, we'll just do mine next. So I've got quite a bit of money in the bank from last week. I did bury to Darcy Cameron, which is basically like a side swap, same price. Worked out nicely that week, but yeah, who knows how it goes forward with Cox back in the team. And then I just did sort of a double downgrade, getting Rioli and Carroll, which, yeah, at the end of the week didn't look like the best move. But since Carroll's been dropped, who knows? It might have turned out to be all right, even though they scored, 30 points between them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe all 3 of them will turn out to be pretty average rookies. But just need them to play in, round 13. So, got to hope for the best there. So, Steele's got to go, obviously. And then I was thinking I get rid of this dead rookie, which is Owens. You could argue to keep him for a loop, but I can do the preferred trades by getting rid of him and getting more warm bodies, which could be vital during the buys. And then to do my last trade, I can trade anyone here. Like it could be Hinge or it could be Dacos, but I'm thinking just to do Dacos now to maybe bank a bit of cash. I'm actually okay with Hinge on field, which I've said a few weeks in a row. He's, playing down back, bit of wing as well. It's like sharing with Dawson. Obviously, he's not anywhere near the player Dawson is, but, it's a decent enough role where I think he can score similarly to Dacos for a couple more weeks. The big call again, is Buku or Thompson. I'm with Buku at the moment, which I don't know. I can't really decide. It's a bit like last week. Who knows if they're any going to be good or if they're just going to be just as bad as each other. You don't know. But they won't see my field. So, again.
First buy, that's it.
They will during the buys.
That's it. And if he's not playing then, well, yeah, you've stuffed up. But I think Buku's short-term job security is really, really good. But I do envisage him leaving the side later on in the year. But maybe
There's a
more
chance he
next-
stays in though later on.
There is. Plays himself into keeping his spot. Now the two primos I'll be getting in the midfield. So
I'm keen to see this. You've been tossing up a bit.
Oh man, there's so many options. Like with this type of money, I can do Mills and Brayshaw. I can do Laird and Petrarca. What I've opted for is I think Petrarca's at the price the best option of the lot, all of them, including Brayshaw, including Keys, that sort of thing. I just think he has the most upside. I owned him for the back half of last year, and he went I think 125 for me. So D's are just as good, if not better. I think he can do that again. And then with 655, I can get a Rory Laird, but I am opting to get Bailey Smith, taking a little bit of a risk in that he gets the DPP, of course, but there's been a few, not just a few, a bit of numbers crunched in the Discord with what he needs to get over the next 2 weeks, him and Bont, to ensure that they get the DPP. And sitting at 37% after 8 games means they need an average of 27% over the next 2 games forward, and they'll get it. So if they get 54% total forward time over the next 2 weeks, they'll get forward status. So they'd have to, flip the script and become 75+% midfielders over the next 2 weeks to, not get the forward status. So in the recent history, they've been playing like at 40%, Baz had a game 2 games ago that was 60% forward. So I think he's more likely to hold it of the two, but I think both will get it, Baz and Bont. So the reason I go Baz first, he's 530k, he just had a big score. He's going to be, high 500s or maybe even 600 if he performs well. So that's my thoughts, boys. I know what you think, but that's where I'm headed. Bit of a risk ranked where I am, but it could pay off if he does play well, gets forward status, is about 600k, then he'll cost a bit to get in. And if people don't go him or Bont now or soon, the Bont is the first one they'll want to go. If they both get forward status, people will want to go Bont first, which makes sense. He should be the better pick, but then I can get Bont then and have both as a bit of a point of difference. So I'll complete the trade, show what my team looks like on field, and I think that's the way I'm going to be set. I'll be fielding Minge, as we like to call him. Maybe DeConning. I could. Yeah, I know it's a good nickname. Would you say DeConning maybe over Hinge? Some people would probably based on his form. You can make that decision later.
Against Port, I don't know about that.
I thought you go DeConning.
Yeah, I think you just said you go DeConning, George. But anyway, I think I'll go Hinge.
Saints.
Yeah.
If
Baz and Track gets Carroll off field, yeah.
If he gets like Wangan Malira on a wing or something, he'd be laughing. But he's going to play.
I'll back him
down back, right?
I think to start, they want Dawson up the field now, but they can swap, as we've seen, as Dawson owners. When
he was down back, he was getting kick-ins, right?
Yeah, at times, yeah. So anyway, that gets Carroll off the field, which is good. Clark, and then so pretty much just Hinge, Clark, Proust, which everyone sort of has, and Martin as my on-field rookies, if you'd say, but also Cameron, he will have to go too. So that's how I'm looking. What is it? 17 trades, I think, and keeping this money in the bank, I think, will help me with my next upgrade because I am not the greatest on the bench with cash. So, but 30 green dots. So I'm happy with that over the buys. Gives you the best chance of fielding a full 18 or, ideally 19, 20 every week. So that's me.
What's the plan next week? Are you going to
just grab Cleary? Yeah, DeConning to Cleary. If he looks all right, get DeConning's cash. If not, you could hold off, I guess, and maybe see how Weir goes and go DeConning to Weir, as we said, after his buy. And then, Hingeman DeConning will turn into my last defender, maybe a Doherty or a Sinclair or something.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about DeConning to Cleary is just you have 4 of that middle buy down back, and it's unlikely you're going to trade out Karmas or Cleary, so you're pretty locked into that then.
I'm similar boat though, but you go Hinge up
and
to
DeConning
Sinclair or Dog.
Yeah, that primo defender.
Oh, you've got 5. You've got 5. Yeah, but Hinge will trade out before them. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I see that, but I think I'm okay for that. Carol Rioli, they've got to play that week. They just got to play, which is no guarantee.
Wow, you might get 40 points between them.
Yes. All right, JD, let's see how you're going, mate.
So I've got a few trades I'm looking at. So the The first is like if I trade out Whitfield, Dacos, and Canelio, but like so I'd get in like Bailey Smith, Sicily, and Greg Clark or something like that. But that would have meant fielding Durden at F6 now because McDonald and Hamilton both aren't playing. So this seems bad, and with Cogs named in the midfield, it seems like probably hold him for the week. So the next option would be like trading Whitfield, which seems to be the smart choice this week, and then getting rid of probably McDonald and Stevens, which I don't love just because
Not
there's not a lot of
McDonald.
money.
He's going to come back with the buys.
So if I don't trade, wait, so hold on. So like Clark got to
I've never seen so much phantom for a 200k rookie that's made no cash.
Clark, you got to have. And then I've probably got to trade in a defender rookie. So let's say Thompson. Although I have been like weighing up Buku Kamas. And then I got 6'10 from midfielder. And like there's really not a lot of options that I love in this range.
Yeah, you've already got track. It'd be
it's
like Brayshaw, but
Brayshaw
do you love
or-
him that much?
No, or it's taking the punt on Bailey Smith.
Parrish. It's Parrish at that price, isn't it? You get to cheer a Bombers player.
Mate,
If you want to spend it all.
Parrish is too much, isn't he?
Oh, he's just too much. Yeah.
Is
I
he?
think he's just too much.
Yeah, that's good. I can't be baited into making a bad call here. No, so I think like if I was to get an Essendon player, it'd be Merritt after the bye to finish out the midfield or something like that. So this would be the option here. Like, so if I'm trying to keep McDonald, who would I trade instead? I guess is the question. I could go early on getting rid of
Early on,
Connie.
dude.
What's Carroll's break even?
15? Like, surely not. Surely it's not Carroll.
Well, you got 0 players in the last buy, except for Dacos. 0 rookies, sorry.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't have that many premiums sitting in the last buy either.
As weird as it is, Hamilton, or just you wouldn't do it? Do you expect him
No
to come
way.
back?
Not for like.
No, I know it
30K or
feels bad.
something. Yeah, no, there's no way. No, he's going to come back. He's more likely to come back. And
I
play
think
well
he does
than
too.
McDonald is.
Yeah.
Yep.
George would say the same.
See if McDonald's rested in the VFL. If he's rested, then I just assume he comes back naturally, resting him properly, not demoting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just can't see anything else that is a good trade. The only other options I really have is to get rid of DeConning early, which doesn't get me to another primo anyway.
What about going for a defender and swinging Dacos in? Would you just prefer Bailey Smith?
So for defenders down back, can't get anyone in the first buy. I can't afford Stewart, I don't think. Oh wait, hold on. So take this out, swap him back. So it's like Sicily is probably the best option here, but he's a lot of money for what he is.
Yeah, I think you'd want to put those funds into a mid, I think.
Yep. And I think like if I do this with Dacos, it means I can get Doherty after his buy, which is probably the best option.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So
You agree with the Baz, him and Bont, the sort of sentiments there?
like of the two, I mean, he's cheaper, so I've got more money for next week anyway. They're probably as likely as each other. I think people probably think Bont has a slightly higher chance. I don't know what it is, but with his lower break even, it's just like playing the value game. It makes more sense to get Bailey Smith.
Yeah,
they've also got Eagles
West
next
Coast.
week, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, West Coast. Yeah. So I think Bailey Smith's game style is more likely to exploit that.
I just think he finds the ball anywhere on the ground at the moment.
Yeah. And then with Hamilton out, I guess the only nice thing is he is a captain's loophole for me this week, which I otherwise wouldn't have had. And so I can also loophole like Carroll with Clark or McComb with Clark. Probably McComb of the two.
Yeah.
This is a risky business with Baz.
You think it's risky, Jules?
I think he'll get it.
I think they
But
both
just in
do.
case he doesn't.
The pendulum would have to swing pretty far for them both.
Yeah.
For either one to not.
I think Bont's a decent chance to miss.
He's I reckon he's the one that's more chance because he can just be thrown into 80% CBAs for 2 weeks and miss it. Obviously, it's not CBAs; it's mid-time, but I just don't think he will because they've still obviously missing tall forwards. But with Buku as the second tall, Bont will still spend some time down there. So I think both get it.
I think the only other thing with this as well is if if McCartan goes huge tonight, I can trade Dacos back out for Whitfield. Would be an option here. And yeah, I mean, like, I think all the rest of this is fine. Oh, do you know what I could do actually? If I put the no, it kind of doesn't matter which one. So say I put the E on DeConning and he goes huge, I can put Hamilton into the forward line, right?
And then go
To take
Martin
DeConning's
over.
score and then play Martin over. So
maybe.
Hamilton's
It's
void
massive.
poll is
Yeah.
going to be effective this week. I mean, this is like DeConning goes 80 or something again.
Would you leave him or Durden? Probably DeConning.
Yeah, DeConning.
Durden's been going
yeah.
well though, but
Yeah.
Durden's had one good game, but yeah. And then
70 in round 1.
for VC, I'm thinking of doing something pretty wild here and just taking Wits against Jordan Sweet.
It's not really that wild.
No, like I know that McRae is just the really good, really safe option here, but I don't know. I feel like taking a punt on Wits this week. Just, I mean, Cameron, and that was like the worst rack battle of all time. The risk is that the dogs just shark Wits and they rack off him rather than Sweet at all. But I think it's probably worth taking the risk that Wits actually does really well here. And then I've got the captain on Neil. I don't know. There was some talk that Hawks might put effort into him or something. I don't know. I don't think that matters for Neil.
Yeah.
But I could see the top 6 mids I have. I could see them all scoring well this week.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's a really difficult week. I mean, even short against Essendon for Dreamtime, that could go well. So, and I think the buys are actually looking all right now. This buy's probably still not great. And I'll get rid of Durden before this first buy. And then the middle buy is the bad one for everyone, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Just
Get
because
rid
of
of-
forward targets and everything.
Yeah, but we probably get rid of McCartan and DeConning before this buy. And then it's fine. And then the last buy is easy. Yeah.
Just need the rookies to pop up. If we don't, I might be in trouble. I think I'm fielding 18 at the moment in that buy. Just pushing my luck.
In the middle one or the last one?
That's flipping. That's including upgrading McCartan. I think 17 before trades.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting because like once we get to that point, you really only need, depending on what your bench looks like, a player for one round. So you just pick any cheap debutant. If they don't play next week, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if you found a Hamilton during the buys, you'd be completely wrapped because he plays 1 or 2 games for you, gives you a good score, and then he becomes a loophole and you trade it down to 1 or 2K, so you extracted max value. You'd be perfectly fine with that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think you
Mid-season
mentioned my
draft as well.
captain. Oh yeah, there will be rookies coming for
After
that.
round 11, that happens.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have a loop, so I'm just going Clary. I think straight captain. I think he'll bounce back with a decent score. So, look, I could whack the C on any of them. I'm not too fussed. I'm just going to steer clear of McRae. Last time at Mars, we know what happened. 90 after 3 quarters and didn't ton. Got shafted by Bevo. So, yeah. I think with the fact that I've got a straight C, I think Neil and Clary are just more safe for that reason. Wouldn't do Cripps. I guess Tuke's been in good form, but yeah, I'll just stick to one of those 2. Haven't fully decided yet, but I think Clary for now.
All right, sounds good. I think we'll wrap it up.
Yep.
Thanks, boys. Good luck this week.
Yep.
Hopefully captains go well. I think we've got different captains, so see how that goes. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you guys when we do our reviews at the end of the round.
Shrek 200.